Hey, what's up? My name is Heike and I wanted to start off this video with this right here. So what do you think all of these guys right here have in common when it comes to their info offers? And I'm sure if you're watching this video right now, you know every single one of them. All of these offers right here are the offer owners. We're only running organic with their offers at some point, right? Stalled out, and now every single one of them is running mainly paid ads. They're obviously still using their organic, but they're not relying on it anymore, all doing multiple 6 and 7 figures per month. So in this video, I want to show you exactly how you can do the same. If you're only relying on organic right now, I'm going to show you exactly how to transition into paid ads as well as using your organic, right? And before I even go into what I'm going to cover today, I've done close to 7 figures in high ticket info sales together with my partners. And at some point, like 2-3 years ago, we were also only running organic, but now we're mainly running paid ads plus organic. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly how that's going to work. I'm going to show you what the problems are with only running organic. I'm going to show you exactly how to pivot into paid plus organic, because it's not just like either paid or organic. You need a flywheel of both, where every single one of these aspects is playing into each other. And then after that, I'm obviously going to show you exactly how you can transition step by step from only organic to paid ads right here, every single step of the process. So let's start with what the problems are if you're only running organic traffic to your info offers. So first of all, as you know, it is very unpredictable. Like you're gonna have fluctuating traffic. The call volume is gonna go up and down and up and down. You have no stability. It's not a business because you can't even like plan out for 2 weeks in advance. Like you have no idea what's gonna happen even tomorrow, right? Also, you as a founder, you have to post, right? You have to post. If you miss a post, you won't make money that week. It's as simple as that. If you're only running organic, you have to post. If you're not posting, you're not going to make any money. So you're relying on that as well. Nobody maintains peak organic for more than 2 years. Most people won't even get half of that. And it's simply true with info. If you're only running organic, at some point, your offer is going to decline. Okay. Every single one of the offers, it's always the same. Okay. If you only run organic, if you don't implement a paid ad system to your info offer, your offer is going to decline at some point, probably even sooner than just like 2 years. All right. Also, your audience gets saturated. What I mean by that is you have the same following for the most part that is seeing the same pitch over and over and over again, which is not a big deal if you're doing it like once, maybe twice a week. But if you're CTAing your offer every single day, because you have to, like obviously not every single day, but if you do it very often, which you have to if you're running only organic to make some money, you're gonna burn through your audience. Also, you're gonna have a high churn with your sales team simply because like some weeks you're gonna get 15 calls, the other one you're gonna get 3, and then like good closers are just gonna leave the offer because the volume isn't consistent enough to pay them, right? If you want to work with good salespeople, good closers, good setters who actually put in the work, they don't like offers who are very like fluctuating in terms of like call volume, traffic, all of that stuff. So yeah, that's a big problem with only organic, right? It's gonna look something like this. This is your revenue right here. This is the time. The revenue is gonna go up and down and up and down and up and down. It's gonna peak at some point right here. Then it's gonna decline and it's gonna be the same up and down over and over and over again. It's very unpredictable, right? And because of that, you should pivot into paid plus organic, because as I said, you don't just want like organic or paid, you want both. You want a flywheel system between paid ads and organic content that feed into each other. As you can see right here, it's a flywheel. Somebody who gets in from paid, they're going to get nurtured from organic. Somebody who gets into your organic audience, they're going to retarget it with paid ads. Okay, and it's going to go over and over again. It's going to work very well if you set it up the right way. All right, so it's not like switch to paid. As I said, it's add paid on top of what's already working for you organically and let them run in parallel. That's what you want to do, right? You already validated your offer and messaging organically. You have data from your sales calls. You have the budget for paid ads if you're doing at least 30K a month. All you have to do is just take what works for organic, make all of that stuff cold traffic friendly. All right, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that in the later steps right here, because you can't just run paid ads to your same exact funnel that you're using for your organic. It's not going to work that well. All right, so yeah, that's what you want to do. And then you want to run paid to the process that's already working, right? So once it's set up, how it's going to look is basically organic content brings in sales and decreases your cost per acquisition, and also nurtures your leads that come in from paid ads, and also has a positive brand effect, right? So if you're running paid ads and you have your organic content dialed in, somebody's going to get to your organic content even though they came in from paid ads. Your organic is going to nurture them. They're going to have that feel of a brand, all right? They're going to trust you simply because of your organic brand. And also, if you have organic traffic coming in, right? Your cost per acquisition is going to be lower because Meta, for example, if you're running Meta ads, it's going to run ads to the people that are already watching your organic content, which means if you have more organic people coming in, Meta is going to retarget them. Your cost per acquisition is going to be lower. It's like a flywheel system, as I said. And lastly, people who come in from paid ads and do not convert immediately, they might convert later simply because of your organic content. So for example, if you're running a webinar and somebody gets in from paid ads to your webinar, they watch it, they don't convert on the webinar within like 3 days or whatever, they're still gonna see your content and you're gonna be able to convert them later on. Okay, it's as simple as that. That's why you want to have this flywheel system right here. And once you have that, here are the positive impacts that you are gonna see. All right, so the business isn't gonna rely fully on you posting content anymore. Okay, you can take a break or whatever. I wouldn't recommend it, right? But it's gonna, like, you're still gonna have a business if you don't post for a week. Okay, your revenue, traffic, and also the call volume are gonna become predictable enough to actually plan and hire the right salespeople. Okay, you're gonna have much higher revenue ceilings because you simply spend more money, you optimize your funnel, and you're gonna make even more money on the back end. Okay, that's why you have a much higher revenue ceiling. It's actually predictable. You can finally hire and keep a real sales team. As I said, your cold leads from paid ads get nurtured by your organic content and become warm leads in the process in a very short time frame, right? So let's say you're running paid ads to a webinar and you do a 3-day promo phase for your webinar. In those 3 days, all right, you send a completely cold lead to your YouTube channel to nurture them and pre-frame them before they get on that webinar. It's going to be so much more likely that they actually convert. It's not even funny. It's like the best thing you can do. All right. You also don't burn through your organic audience because you're not relying on them anymore, meaning you don't have to pitch them all the time, okay, which is going to be good for your brand. And you're going to de-risk the whole business essentially and set it up for scale. These are not the only guys that are doing it. There are many more big dogs that are actually running paid ads to their info offers. I would just say that most smaller offers, anywhere from $30,000 per month to up to $200,000, $300,000 per month, most of them are not running ads for whatever reason, even though it would just explode their business. So if you're running an info offer right now and you want to scale with paid ads, you're anywhere between $30,000 to $200,000, $300,000 per month. There's going to be a link for you in the video description. You can check it out. It's going to send you to a video that explains our exact offer. We're going to help you transition into paid ads through a webinar funnel. If you're interested, just check it out. Again, second link in the description. But yeah, let's continue with the video. All right. So the second you actually start running this flywheel system between organic and paid, your business is going to look something like this. Again, if you're running organic only, it's going to like go up and down and up and down. Right? And with organic and paid, it could start a bit slower, right? Because you're still trying to find your messaging, you're still trying to optimize your funnel and all of that stuff. But at some point, it's just gonna grow exponentially and very predictably, right? Obviously, like in between, like here, it's gonna still look something like this. It's gonna go up and down, but it's gonna be smaller. It's not gonna be too fluctuating. And it's basically just gonna go up like that, okay? It could look something like this, and it goes up and up and up. It becomes predictable. It's an actual business that you're running at that point. Okay, so you have to do that. And now before I get into how you can actually transition into paid, let me show you what you don't want to do if you want to transition into paid. So don't take your winning organic content and blindly run paid ads to them. Most of the time, it's simply not going to work because there is a big difference between organic content and paid ads. As an example, I once ran a video that got over 300,000 views, like 9,000 likes and stuff like that. I ran for an info offer, which is again very high. I ran that as a paid ad, got us the most trash leads that you could imagine. Okay, I know like Hormozy talks about running like your organic content as paid ads, but you're most likely not Hormozy. Okay, so be careful when it comes to this right here. You also don't want to run ads to the same funnel that you're using for your organic. As I said, with paid, there's a big difference, right? A cold lead is not the same as an organic lead. With an organic lead, your funnel can have so many leads, it's not gonna matter because they already know they can trust you and they're ready to buy essentially. With a cold lead, you have to be very careful. You have to have a very dialed in sales process if you want to make it work. I'm gonna show you exactly how you can set that up. I would like to say that you should run live weekly webinars, okay? You should run that funnel in combination with a VSL funnel. I'm gonna show you exactly how to set that up because that like builds like the most trust right now in a very short time. It's just the most effective funnel that you can run for info, all right? So that's that. Don't create random ads based on what you see your competitors doing, all right? So many people in the info space love to do those ads like, I don't know, do you want to quit your 9 to 5? This is the best business model. You do not want to do that, all right? I'm going to show you exactly how you can use the right messaging to only attract high quality leads in this video, right? I'm also going to say that you shouldn't expect to be profitable in week 1. First of all, you're buying data. As I said, it could be slower like this right here, but at some point, once you have enough data to actually improve your funnel and improve it over time, it's just going to scale exponentially. And no, I'm not saying that every single offer is going to be unprofitable at first. Actually, most offers that we work with are profitable from the get-go, right? But I'm just saying, like, don't expect that. All right, you're buying data first. That's what you should optimize for. Buying data so you can optimize later. And last step, don't run ads with a very small budget. It's not worth it. All right, if you're not spending at least $6,000 to $10,000 on ads per month, it's just gonna take way too long to actually see results. Okay, and $6,000, that's like what, $200 a day. You should be ready to spend that if you're running paid ads. Otherwise, it's just gonna take way too long. Let's say you're booking a call for $100. All right, if you're spending $50 a day, $100 a day, you're gonna get like one call a day, which is not like scale. It's not, you're not gonna get data fast, which makes no sense. So yeah, don't run ads with a very small budget. It's not worth it. All right, so now that we've covered everything that you need to know, let's get into how to actually transition from only organic to paid ads. Okay, this is gonna be 4 steps, pretty simple process. So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna take your sales calls, I'd say at least 50 of your past sales call recordings, okay, transcripts, and put them into AI and analyze them. All right, so what you want to do is, I'm going to have this doc right here in the Miro board. With this prompt, what it's going to do is it's basically going to take all of your sales call transcripts and it's going to analyze what type of prospect buys versus who doesn't. All right, it's very important to understand. For example, right now I'm running a SaaS info offer, okay? So how to build or scale your app business slash micro SaaS, whatever you want to call it. And you might think that part of your ICP is somebody who has an app idea and wants to build it out, right? Well, that was absolutely not the case, all right? So we analyzed all of our sales call transcripts and we saw that most people, like we're talking 9 out of 10 people were buying who already had apps live on the App Store and they were trying to scale. Right? What does that mean? If we were to run ads to somebody who only has an app idea, we would not be profitable. It would not work. Okay, you need this data if you want to run paid ads. All right, by the way, if you want to have this whole Miro board right here together with all of the stuff that I have in here, the prompts, all of the funnels and all of that stuff, right, just message me paid on Instagram. I'm gonna send it over. All right, you have to follow me, otherwise I'm not gonna send it over, and you're gonna have all of the stuff that you need right here. All right, so yeah, let's get back to the video. Once you're clear on what your ICP is, you don't just want to like start with like the ads and script out the ads and run the campaign, right? You also need to make your offer cold traffic friendly. All right, so this is like what a classic organic offer looks like, just like a bunch of deliverables thrown together and they call it an offer, which again, it can work if you're running organic, right? Why? Because they already know, like, and trust you. Whatever you throw at them, if it makes some like sense somehow, they're gonna buy it simply because they're organic leads. If you run something like this as a on paid ads, it is not gonna work. I'm just telling you, like, straight up, it's not gonna work. All right, so what you have to do is you have to restructure your offer. It could still be like some of the same deliverables, but you just need to restructure it and reframe it. All right, it's going to allow you to have higher show rates on your offer, on your sales calls, higher close rates. It's going to be easier to sell it, right? You're going to have higher PIF rates. You're going to be able to charge more. It just makes sense to restructure your offer to make it cold traffic friendly and work on paid ads. And what we did in order to do that is we took the boring deliverables that people expect and put them into the core offer, which is, for example, the one-on-one onboarding call, the 3 group coaching calls per week, the community access, and the course, right? This is like a classic info offer. Most people expect it for high tickets, so you want to put it into your core offer. And then you want to have your bonuses, okay? This is what actually gets people to buy on a webinar, for example. If you're running paid ads to webinars, the bonuses is what's going to get them to buy. So for example, we give them free software access, which is part of our info offer. Actually, it's our software that we've built and we give them free access. We normally charge $500 per month for it. And what the software, again, this is like from that SaaS offer. Most people who run SaaS businesses, they struggle to market their SaaS or apps or whatever you want to call it, and this software helps them market their apps. Okay, it gives them access to a lot of UGC creators to help them scale their apps, whatever it might be. It's very valuable for our ICP. All right, we also give them access to all of our SOPs. We give them access to our development team, which is also a very big problem for most people on our ICP. So if they don't know how to code, right, they don't want to be burnt by like some guy from Upwork. Okay, so we give them access to our trusted dev team that we've been working with for years now. We also have one-on-one DM access to us personally in the bonuses, and also 3 additional one-on-one calls over a 120-day program, right? So as you can see, this is not something that they would usually expect, right? So one-on-one access, DM access, like most people say it, but it's not really true. Okay, additional one-on-one calls is also not something they'd expect, especially like stuff like the software access, for example, is also not something that they would expect. Same as the dev team. So you put them into the bonuses, and then you also have a guarantee right here. If you do XYZ and still don't make your money back within the program, I'll work with you for free until you're ROI positive. Again, you can be smart with your guarantees. You don't only have to run a money back guarantee. You can also be smart with it. And if you restructure your offer into something like this, okay, guess what's going to perform better on paid? especially on webinars. It's obviously going to be this right here. Okay, so don't just like throw together some deliverables, actually put thought into it and restructure it into a core offer, bonuses, and guarantee. So once you have that done, you're now clear on your ICP. You know exactly, you have your offer that is now cold traffic friendly. Now what you have to do before you run paid ads is you have to make your funnel cold traffic friendly. All right, so I would normally say that if you're running a VSL funnel, for example, on your organic, you should take the funnel that works right now for you, make it cold traffic friendly, so fix the leaks and run that, run paid ads to that. But that's also what we were doing, by the way. We were running a lot of VSL funnels. But what we've seen over the past couple of weeks and months in this whole trust recession and info is that webinars work so well. All right, no matter what you do right now, you should definitely use webinars, simply because it's the most effective thing that you can do, especially if you're dealing with cold traffic. Because the whole, like this whole webinar funnel, the whole promo phase plus the webinar, it takes like 3 days. You're gonna get a cold lead from paid ads. You're gonna nurture them enough within 3 days so that they actually feel ready to buy a high ticket offer. That's why webinars work so great right now. All right. And also, I'm not saying like you should just like throw out your VSL funnel and like never use it again. We still use a VSL funnel, right? Obviously, you have to fix the leaks. But what we do instead is everybody who gets through our weekly live webinars and does not convert, we run retargeting ads to those and send them to the VSL funnel to make the whole thing even more profitable. Okay. This, you don't even have to spend too much on the retargeting ads right here. It's just going to work way better because somebody who comes in from a webinar, they've been nurtured enough. Okay, so by the time they see our retargeting ad and see our VSL funnel, it's going to be much more likely that they're actually going to book a call and buy, in comparison to if you like straight up run paid ads to a VSL funnel, which again, it can work. There are offers that are making it work. Obviously, like there are offers doing multiple 6 to 7 figures a month with a VSL funnel. I'm just saying a live webinar funnel makes a ton of sense right now in info. So like just like a quick overview of what we like to do right now. As I said, we run a flywheel system of 3 funnels mainly. Okay, so we have Instagram, YouTube, and paid ads. With our Instagram, we have the DM funnel, which is our first funnel. We obviously also have our weekly live webinars and the VSL funnel. As I just said, 3 funnels. On Instagram, we run our traffic to the DM funnel, obviously, and get them to book a call that way. We also run our organic audience to a weekly live webinar once a month. You don't want to do it too often because you don't want to burn through your organic audience. As I said, you want to keep your brand. Like building an actual brand should be your number one focus that actually lasts long. Okay, it doesn't just like burn within a couple of months. Okay, so don't do it too often. Once a month, we send traffic from Instagram to weekly live webinars. In the time where we're not doing that, okay, we send traffic to a flywheel VSL on YouTube. So we have the flywheel, like a free training type of thing over an hour long. We send traffic from Instagram to our YouTube flywheel VSL because again, this is like short form content that we're getting people from, and short form content is most of the time it's not going to get them like ready to buy our offer within a short time frame. So what we do is we send them to our YouTube channel to nurture them that way and get them to book a call that way. Okay, in the description of this flywheel VSL, we have the VSL call funnel right here. Okay, so we send them to get them to book a call essentially, right? On every single other YouTube video, we have a CTA to our weekly live webinars. Okay, so pretty simple. Instead of sending them to the VSL funnel, we send them to our weekly live webinars. So yeah, that's that. Paid ads, we also run paid ads only to the weekly live webinars. Okay, so they're going to get in from paid ads and YouTube. They're going to be nurtured for 3 days. And we're also going to use our organic, as I said, to nurture the leads that are waiting for the webinar to happen. As I said, you want to build a flywheel of organic and paid, that when somebody comes in from paid, your organic nurtures them and gets them to still buy in a very short time frame. Okay, so yeah, we do that. When the live webinar happens, obviously a good chunk of the leads are going to book a call directly. If they don't convert, we're going to have our SDRs and also our nurture content like YouTube, emails, and all of that stuff. We retarget them and get them to book a call that way. And the third thing, as I said, we run retargeting ads to a VSL funnel, and that way we also get them to book a call. So we maximize our traffic right here. We've tried to fix every single leak that we have so that we can maximize every single lead that we get. All right. From there, they book a call. We have a backend education system that could look something like this. Again, like the backend education system is something that gets them to show up for their sales calls and also show up pre-framed so that they're ready to buy on that sales call. So we have a pre-framing thank you page. We have our SDRs and triaging the leads, retargeting ads to get them to show up, 15 long-form pre-call emails, text reminders. I say puzzle because our YouTube is set up in a way that most of the YouTube videos are handling a specific objection that most of our leads have, or answering a question, or showing them the process of that's not clear to the leads. So when they book a call and check out those videos, it's going to be more likely that they show up and close. We also have pre-call sales assets that our setters send them on iMessage, and the text SDR process, as I just said. All right, so we have a ton of stuff to get them to show up for their call. Once they show up, we're either going to close them, and if they didn't close, we are going to have a sales team follow-up system to get them to close later on. Okay, this is the funnel that I recommend everyone to run in info in 2026, right? You have these traffic sources right here. You send them to weekly live webinars and maybe a DM funnel on Instagram. From the weekly live webinars, they either book a call or they don't. If they don't, you retarget them to the VSL funnel to get them to book a call that way, or your sales team dials every single lead, and your emails and all of that stuff to get them to book a call later on. From there, you have the backend education system. They show up and close. All right, that's what I would recommend you to run if you're transitioning from purely organic to paid ads. This is going to be your best bet. At this point, with that said, you now are clear on your ICP. You have made your offer cold traffic friendly, and you've also made your funnel cold traffic friendly. All right, so now we can go into scripting out and creating the ad campaigns right here. So in this video, I'm just going to give you a broad overview of how this whole process actually works, how Facebook wants you to set up ad campaigns on their platforms and how they want you to run it. All right, if you want to go deeper, I just recorded a full 1-hour presentation and breakdown of how you want to actually run meta ads, all right, to your info offers. If you want to go deeper, just message me paid on Instagram. I'm going to send you this mirror board right here where you can find the video. You can also just go on my channel and check it out. It's called How to Actually Run Meta Ads for High Ticket Info Products. Full 2026 guide. This is going to go deeper into how to actually script out your ad campaigns, how to actually set up the ads inside the ads manager. This is like the full thing right here, but in this video I'm just going to give you an overview. All right, so what you have to understand is that Facebook just rolled out Andromeda a couple of months ago. Okay, what is Andromeda? Andromeda is basically their new way of running ads. So back in the day, what you could do is just record like 10 hooks, 3 bodies, run them in a campaign, and it would be profitable. Nowadays it's not going to work. You can try it, it's not going to work. I'm just telling you, simply because they've changed the whole game. All right, they've changed their entire algorithm of how they want you to run ads, and I'm just now going to break down how they want you to run ads on their platform. And I'm not just going to make things up here. Okay, everything that I'm going to cover now is straight from Facebook. All right, again, I'm not going to make things up. If you have if you get this mirror board from me, okay, if you just message me on Instagram, you're going to see all of these articles right here. Okay, that say exactly what I'm gonna say now. Okay, in a broken down version. Okay, so first step right here, what they value most right now is creative diversification. Okay, creative diversification refers to the practice of creating a wide range of ad creatives with different themes, messages, and visuals. I've highlighted this right here. Themes, messages, and visuals. That's what's the most important part right here. And out of these 3, the messaging part is the most important. I'm going to explain exactly what that means in a second right here. You want to have a wide range of ad creators with different themes, messages, and visuals to cater to diverse audience segments. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to have a ton of ad creatives. Okay, 25 to 30 in one ad campaign, which is going to be the most effective. That's what they mean with by saying wide range of ad creatives. You're going to have 25 to unique ad creatives in one ad set. All right, every one of those ad creatives is going to be unique top to bottom. Okay, it's not going to be like 3 hooks, 5 bodies, whatever. It's going to be a unique ad top to bottom, and each one of those ads is going to have a different angle, a different messaging. Why? Because messaging has become the new targeting. So back in the day, you'd have to set up all of these options to target your right audience. Nowadays, Facebook just analyzes the words that you use in your copy in the video ads, for example, as you can see in this thing that is currently bugging, right? So they're basically going to take your creatives, they're going to get it into their AI system, Andromeda system, whatever you want to call it. They're going to analyze your copy, and they're going to try and match the copy with the right type of person that is very likely to convert from that ad. Okay, that's what they mean by saying this right here, to cater to diverse audience segments. Okay, let me give you an example. For this AI app offer that I was talking about, right, we had different types of pocket audiences or audience segments that might all buy our offer, but they're still different from each other. As an example, we've had people come in who couldn't code, right, but they still bought our offer. And we also had people who were software engineers, right, software engineers that could code, but they had no idea how to market their app. Okay, 2 distinct personas, but both of them are likely to buy our offer. Okay, and if you have 25 to unique creatives, all targeting different pocket audiences and different ICPs that are all likely to buy your offer, Facebook is going to analyze the words and take these creatives that you basically use. It's going to analyze the words and put it in front of the right person. If you have an ad that is talking to software developers, it's going to target software developers. It's going to analyze the words and put the ad in front of software developers. That's how crazy Facebook ads has become. All right, you don't even need, you can leave your targeting options too broad. You can leave it completely broad. The only thing that you have to do is you have to align your messaging with the type of person that you're trying to attract. That's what you want to do. So your only job right now is to analyze your sales calls, as I said, with this prompt right here. Again, message me on Instagram and I'm going to send you the prompt and this entire mirror board. You want to analyze your ICP and the different pocket audiences and customer personas. You want to analyze that, and then you're going to list it out. As an example, I have it here for our AI app offer. So one persona was somebody who had an app but struggled with marketing. Another one were just like straight up software developers at all stages in their app business, right? So you're going to have all these different personas, and you're going to use those personas to build out your ad creatives, okay? To script out your ad creatives. That's your main job. This is like half of the entire job of scripting out and running an ad campaign in 2026 to your info offer. You just need to be clear on who your ICP is, what your pocket audiences are that are likely to buy your offer. They could be different from each other, and they also should be different from each other. You just need to understand who your ICP and who your pocket audiences are. And then once you have that, you need multiple angles for reaching each one of those pocket audiences. For example, for somebody who had an app and struggled with marketing, maybe they simply, like, it's a broad angle, just talk about it with a broad angle. Maybe that another angle, which is very specific, could be that they're already running paid ads to their app, but they're breaking even on them and they can't scale. That's a very, very specific and unique angle. But as I said, Facebook is going to analyze the words. It's going to use all the data points that they have about each and everyone who's using Meta, and they're going to try and put your ad in front of that exact person. So somebody who has an app runs paid ads to them, but they're breaking even on it or struggling to scale, which is crazy if you think about it, but that's how it works. Okay. So another angle could be they built an app and they do only organic, as an example, and they want to layer in paid ads. Okay, so you're going to have all these pocket audiences and customer personas. You're going to have multiple angles, and for each and every one of those angles, you're going to create a unique ad creative or video, whatever script, from top to bottom. So this right here is going to get its own script. This right here is going to get its own script or creative top to bottom. So every single one of those angles is going to get its own script top to bottom. Once you have that done, you put all of these 25 to 30 creatives into one ad set. You're going to run ABO, and Facebook is going to take your top 1, 2, or maybe 3 ads in that ad set of 25 to 30 unique creatives. It's going to spend the majority of your daily budget on 1 to 3 of those main ads. And that's essentially how you run ads in 2026. You just let Facebook decide which one of your creatives is going to get the lowest cost per acquisition and also the best quality leads based on your pixel data. So that's what you want to do. Again, if you want to have the full guide, this was just a broad overview. If you actually want to see how to script out the ads, if you want to see how to set up the ad campaigns inside the Facebook Ads Manager, if you want to see exactly how to do all of this stuff right here, just check out this video. I'm going to send it to you together with this mirror board. If you message me on Instagram, you can also just check out my YouTube channel and find this video right here. It's going to give you everything that you need to know. And that's about it for this video. I just showed you exactly why you should pivot into organic plus paid. I showed you exactly step by step what your steps are to actually pivot into paid ads profitably, very fast. And now all you need to do is just check out this video right here on how to run the ads. You could also check out the video that I have on webinars. It's a full 2-hour guide. And from there, you're easily going to be able to pivot from organic to paid. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this video provided you with some value. Again, if you want to work with us, there's going to be a link in the YouTube description of this video. Just check it out. It's going to send you to a video that explains our exact offer. Other than that, check out the other videos that I have on this channel. They're all super valuable. And yeah, keep an eye out on the next videos because I'm going to show you everything that I know about scaling info offers. I'm not planning to have my own coaching offer anytime soon, so I'm just going to give you everything that I know to build trust with you so that you eventually buy our done for you services. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you watching this video. I'll see you at the next one. Peace.